We're going to move from California all the way over to the east coast of Australia. Now, I'm not sure, should we go west or we go east? I'm confused because for flat earthers, I don't know how you, sorry, I don't know how you get to Australia from California, but you just fly due south and west, and you get to Murwillumbah. And I'm going to be introducing now Srimati Devi Dasi, kindly arranged by Chandramukhi Didi, who's always doing wonderful seva in the background. Srimati Devi Dasi met the devotees in 1982 and met Gurudev in the year 2000 and didn't hang around because she took Harinama Diksha that very same year. And I believe you've done quite a lot of service in the Murwillumbah temple, Didi. Can we have your video on? Is that possible?
Yes. What do I press here, Prabhu? Is it?
At the bottom, somewhere at the bottom left, you should have video. You just press start video. That's it. Fantastic. Okay. Well done. Beautiful. Great. Well, good luck with your Pushpanjali. You've got half an hour. Do you want me to prompt you when you got 5 minutes to go? Would that be helpful? Or have you got
that would be helpful. Thank you.
I'll do that. Okay. I'll just keep looking at me and I'll wave at you when you got 5 minutes to go.
Thank you.
Welcome, Didi. Welcome. You're with your family, so don't be nervous.
Oh, thank you. It was, thank you so much. It was very nice to hear that beautiful offering by Radhika, and such blue, I didn't hear the whole lot of it, but such a beautiful glorification and beautiful singing. And it was very delightful also to see Shamarani Didi there also. I feel that I'm also just a little baby and just trying to give some glorification of Gurudev. Thank you so much to the devotees for allowing and organizing such a beautiful opportunity to glorify Srila Gurudev. Gurudev's pranam. Namo Shimpadaya Radhikaya Priyamani Srimati Bhakti Narayana Narayana. Namo Shimpadaya Radhikaya Priyamani Srimati Bhakti Narayana Vandeham Shri Guru Varam Shri Rupanuga Parvaram Rajarasa Rasikam Chanarayanam Tam Prapanam Shri Guru Charanam Vanderam Pastai Bhutale Rupanuga Bhakti Tam Cha Kripa Mutim Narayana Shri Krishna Lila Katane Sudakshan Udaya Madhuya Gunasri Yuktam Varam Brainam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tam Siddhasaranamami. Just when I think of, the mercy of Gurudev in my life, although I was initiated by Srila Gurudev in 2000, I had been with the devotees since I was quite young, in ISKCON in 1984. My brother joined the temple very early on. And I remember we would sing this song, for Mangaladi time, Shri Guru Vastakam prayers, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And these beautiful descriptions of Guru, and of each prayer, that Samsaradava Naralila Loka, and that first prayer describing, that first verse describing how Guru is so merciful, extinguishing the blazing fire, conditional life. And I always remember how I would offer these prayers to Srila Prabhupada, because I felt like I didn't have anyone, my guru, pure Guru there. And I would offer these, in my heart to Srila Prabhupada, because I felt that it was only Srila Prabhupada that I knew that had these qualities of Guru, and then when I met Srila Gurudev, and I could see, actually this song by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and it's describing, Guru and what is the heart of Guru and the mercy of Guru with this each verse. And I thought, actually Srila Gurudev has these qualities, that first prayer, that Guru is able to extinguish that blazing fire, material existence, and the cloud, the rain of mercy, it just falls, indiscriminately, just mercifully, even if you deserve it or you don't deserve this mercy, Gurudev is giving. And I felt so much that Gurudev, just without deserving at all. Srila Gurudev was so kind. He was so kind to everyone. Even he traveled, he came to Mawumba, of all places, coming to Australia. When I met Gurudev, we lived in a town in Cessnock, which was, just a few hours out of Sydney. And it was just such a remote village, a remote town. And how amazing that the pure Vaishnava he came there to that place. The devotees there, they were praying for his association, and he came there. It was quite astonishing to have him there, and he was so kind and merciful to the devotees. And the more seeing him and the more seeing his beautiful qualities and how they match perfectly with this prayer of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and all the devotees that came with Gurudev, was, Shamarani came, and Madhav Maharaj, and, so many devotees coming, and it was like Gurudev. It wasn't just Gurudev. We didn't just get Gurudev. We got this whole entourage of devotees. Like you said, Prabhu, it's our family, it's all family. And I just would see these, reflecting, seeing all these beautiful qualities in Gurudev, like that next prayer, Mahaprabhu ki Talanitra Gita, on Gurudev's heart is intoxicated, with the praying Rasa Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Gurudev, he was always glorifying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And actually, it was only him that I heard so much beautiful topics and about that deep speciality of, the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And, often I would have heard the external reasons of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, giving the holy name, this, Kali Yuga avatar, that he would give this holy name, the process for this age, But then Gurudev giving that speciality, that description of the internal reasons of the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And really it was the first time I heard that so much in depth, and it was just so beautiful, because it wasn't just meeting Gurudev. He introduced us to, like the whole Guru Parampara, to Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami and the Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. It was like he's so intimately associated with these personalities, and has such deep tattva and understanding and knowing the moods of all the Vaishnavas. So it's like I didn't just receive Gurudev, it's like I received our whole Guru Parampara, and I would see the devotees, the caliber of the devotees and how they spoke about in glorification of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all those Vaishnavacharyas. It was just so beautiful. And yeah, I feel like just getting a little bit lost here, so sorry. But just Gurudev being so kind and so merciful and traveling all around the world. And also him inviting us, inviting us to the Holy Dham and to Mayapur as well, to Vrindavan. When he would come, there was always an invitation to come to Vrindavan, to go to Vrindavan. And to be in that association. I remember going to first time for Braj Mandal Parikram, and we were sitting at Sri Sanatan Gaudiya and Krishna Das. He sang this beautiful tune, and Gurudeva was singing this tune, you know, for Sri Damodarastikam, and such a beautiful and happy tune, and so delightful. Gurudev describing so beautifully these pastimes, such deep siddhanta, you know, about the beautiful pastimes and what the significance of the two fingers, you know, of what it meant when Mother Yasoda was trying to tie the rope around Krishna, but she couldn't tie it because, you know, there was that extra thing needed the siddhanta that Gurudev would explain, you know, that the living entity, also the effort has to be there from the, you know, the jiva, but then the second thing has to be the mercy of Krishna, you know, to allow this thing to happen. So Gurudev, he would just describe so beautifully these beautiful pastimes of Vrindavan and taking his all to these places, you know. And I remember that first time we were there, and we all went out, and I think we were going across the Jamuna, and but it was a little bit early, and then Gurudev, you know, all the devotees, we had prasadam on the Jamuna, on the banks of the Jamuna with Srila Gurudev. It was so amazing. All the devotees are there. You know, of course, it's just a little bit simple prasad, but it was so amazing to think, here Gurudev is taking us, and we were sitting there beside the Jamuna having prasadam. So beautiful, and describing all the beautiful sweet pastimes there. That was just such a beautiful memory that I had of Gurudev. I guess also thinking of the beautiful pastime places, you know, and the astonishing contribution that Gurudev was giving to the whole world. You know, even now I'm reflecting, it's such a difficult time in the world, but actually it's like Srila Gurudev's books and Srila Gurudev's lectures that actually give some peace in the heart. Even just all the Vaishnav songs, you know, Radhika, she just sang so beautifully that song, and hearing all these beautiful songs from our Vaishnav books, you know, that Sri Gaudiya Giti Gucha, and it's the only thing that is really giving peace to the heart. You know, please forgive me, I feel that I'm not giving such a very good clarification of Gurudev, but I just, you know,
it is
very
beautiful.
grateful.
Beautiful.
I'm think, you know, we're all here, we know that how Gurudev has impacted our lives, and really, you know, I'm nowhere near being a very good disciple, but, you know, seeing all the other disciples of Gurudev, I feel so encouraged, and particularly Gurudev showed the perfect example, you know, when he, you know, hearing the stories from Srila Madhav Maharaj about, and you know, in that beautiful book, you know, glorifying Gurudev, and also the just hearing the stories of how Gurudev served his guru, and such a, you know, this beautiful book, Gurudev, is it Gurudev Atma? You know, when Gurudev is one, Guru is one's life and soul. And just to hear glorification of how Gurudev served his guru, so one-pointed, this one-pointed focus. And I remember even it was Bon Maharaj, I think, you know, and Tita Maharaj, they were telling that even at Mathura, I think it was Bon Maharaj, at Mathura, even they wouldn't go upstairs or go downstairs even without asking permission from Gurudev, you know. And then this, so reliant on Guru. And also Gurudev glorifying, his own spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Pragan Keshav Gosvami Maharaj. And he would talk how just such beautiful glorification, how kind he was to so many living entities. Even, before coming to the temple, he was kindly helping so many people, near his neighbor who needed assistance. And just in Gurudeva, I saw the perfect disciple, but also the perfect guru, and upholding all the beautiful, how he continued parikram, for us, and took us on parikram every year, and showing us the holy places, that extension of the service of Srila Bhakti Pragan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, and how he would just engage our minds. I always feel like my mind's always going here and there and everywhere. But with Gurudev sitting in his presence, one felt safe, and the mind was completely engaged. And it was really only sitting and listening with Gurudev, that I always felt my mind was peaceful, hearing such beautiful topics. And, in reading the beautiful books, there were so many books that he wrote, and gave us so much information. I was like, I thought of that book, Bhakti-Tattva-Viveka by, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and Gurudev presented that. And it's like, wow, he was showing us what bhakti is. And of course, that beautiful verse, Anya Bilasita Samyam, and what bhakti is, but also what bhakti isn't, when it has the mixed devotion also. And just so perfectly and so precisely showing us how to engage in devotional service, and what it is. And then also he gave us so many beautiful narrations about, Shri Radha Govinda, Radha Krishna, that so delighted our hearts. One favorite book I remember writing to Gurudev, one particular Vala, Shri Prem Samput, this beautiful book where, where Gurudev's describing, telling in that book, I think by Srila Vishwanath Thakur, I believe, I hope that's right, where Krishna wanted to know about Radharani's love. And even he disguised himself, as a Gandharvika, and he came in the assembly of Radharani inquiring about Radharani's love for him. And then also, it's so tricky. I remember Gurudev always telling us how Krishna was so tricky. And so, but also so greedy for, and so much wanting Radha's love, and being astonished by that as well. But I just remember that book, and I couldn't believe that Gurudev was sharing that beautiful treasure of Radharani's love, and sharing how Krishna is also wanting to know that, hear that about Radharani's love for him. And such sweet pastimes, and so delightful and so enchanting, where it enchants the mind and just relieves us of our suffering. I'm just so grateful to Gurudev for these things. I know there's so much more there, in the glories of Gurudev, and I'm just babbling my way through something. But I'm so grateful that I'm able to give some glorification of Gurudev. I also think of so many, the different, books that Gurudev was giving over the course of this, few decades. And another one, also that came out recently, Madhura Kadambini, also describing how to be a devotee, different stages of bhakti, and reading those books. And you remember Gurudev speaking about all these in his lectures, just describing things like we were little babies, about the different stages of devotion, starting from, Shraddha to Prem, and just giving such beautiful details so we can I feel like I'm just trying to muddle my way through, but, Gurudev, when going deeper, Gurudev has given so many beautiful descriptions, how to strengthen our faith and having good association. And I'm so grateful for the devotees that they're giving these glorifications and also speaking such beautiful Harikatha and Siddhanta to help strengthen my, my love for Gurudev. Yeah. And also too, I appreciate Gurudev, particularly also, introducing me. I felt, really more to Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami, Maharaja, to our Srila Prabhupada. I was so astonished when Gurudev came and that book came out, my Priya Bandhu, my Shiksha Guru, my Priya Bandhu, and Gurudev was just sharing so many beautiful pastimes, about his relationship with Srila Prabhupada, how they would sit together and he would eat with him, and sharing so many beautiful topics. And also, Gurudev even putting Prabhupada in Samadhi and giving so many guidance to his followers, his disciples at that time. And that beautiful book also, Gurudev, where he explained the pranam mantra of Srila Prabhupada, how Srila Prabhupada, Nirvishesha, he's cutting all that. Yes, thank you, that's right. Cutting all the impersonalism, and showing the glories of how Srila Prabhupada was delivering such a, this process of becoming a devotee and following in the line of, the previous acharyas and giving this, the highest thing, this Manjari Bhav, the highest thing is there, and understanding, Radha and Krishna in that mood, in the Parakiya Bhav, and which is, I really don't understand, that this the greatest significance. I know that Gurudev would explain that, I'm just a little baby, but this, I don't even know the treasure that Gurudev's given, this little bit, trying to get some understanding, but, I know it's just very significant what Gurudev's given, and to give us the goal of, to be a follower, Srila Gosvami, to be a follower of the devotees of Vrindavan, and the beautiful, particularly, on the side of Radharani, becoming the maid servant of Radharani, and, following the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami. It's such a, in the world, there's just so many uncertainties, but when thinking of Gurudev and thinking of his mercy and his kind instruction, to following this path of bhakti, and to, that so much of our good fortune, in these mantras is given in the holy name, in our Gayatri mantras, and to focus, in our chanting, to focus deeply on the holy name, and he, he would say everything is contained in the name, and I'm just so grateful. I know I can't glorify him very well, and I'm just trying to attempt something, but yeah, I just feel, even for my own purification, to say something. I thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Didi, thank you so much. I appreciate you're nervous, and
Yes.
I think that bless you. I wanted to give you a big hug, but you're too far away. But no, it's like, that's the thing. I really wanted to say how happy Gurudev is that you, in spite of those nerves, I mean, it's a lot. When you're nervous, you don't know who's online. This Zoom thing, it's all a bit alien, and you had just having the courage share your heart in this way. I'm really, like, you really humbled me, and I could feel like in the first few seconds of when you spoke, I could feel how much you felt for Gurudev and also how nervous you were. And I think that just shows your courage and your love for Gurudev, that you stepped up and you did it. So I really thank you. And I loved what there are a few things we always like to highlight a few things that struck home for us. One is how you say that it was like the whole parampara, he opened the whole parampara to you, and this is so important because I was speaking earlier about ISKCON and how to honor Prabhupada properly. The whole of parampara has to be fully honored because Prabhupada is part of that parampara. You can't take away. It's kind of like the river and the water can't be separated. It's one and the same. And the way in which Gurudev has opened the whole of the parampara to us is absolutely extraordinary. And so thank you for emphasizing that. And also, you reminded me something I'd probably forgotten for many years now, about how it was very beautiful what you said about how he invited us to Parikram. It wasn't just like, we didn't just turn up to Parikram. It was like because Parikram, whether it's Navadvip Parikram or Kartik Parikram, he was basically saying, come to my family place, come to where I'm from. So linking back to what Radhika was saying earlier about I am from Goloka Vrindavan. He wanted us to know we're from Goloka Vrindavan. So he was saying, come home to my family, who are also actually your family. So this invitation thing is very beautiful, what you said. And also on a very kind of earthy level, I also really appreciated what you said. In a world of uncertainties, we face financial turbulence, we face relationship turbulence, we face mind turbulence, we face health turbulence. The three afflictions that we have, from demigods, from our mind, from ourselves, and from others. But actually, the solid point of reference is always Srila Gurudev. So what you says, in the midst of uncertainty, he is the certain. He is closer to the air. He is closer to you. He's closer to me than the air that you breathe. So I feel like you really embodied that, Didi. You did a beautiful, beautiful Pushpanjali. I'm so happy you came online and joined us this morning for you. Yes. Thank you for getting up early, for interrupting your japa, whatever you're doing at this time of, it's what, about 7:05 in the morning there, right?
Now it's 7 now.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Didi. Appreciate it.
Well,
Haribol.
can I just say one thing too? I really also loved how you spoke about the books, because by the books, we do get that direct association with the parampara, with the Bhagavats. And I'm, me who didn't have direct association with any of them, I feel actually so close from the seva and from the books themselves and from the seniors who are so kindly continuing to share the katha that is around those stories. So thank you so much, Didi. That was really wonderful. Haribol. And also because this program is not just about Srila Gurudev actually, but about really all of the acharyas. But it's also was specifically around Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Vaman Maharaja's, anniversaries. But it was just really beautiful the way you brought all of that in. Haribol.